Good morning, Adam Sweet here. Today I want to talk about relative minors, scales, and chords. So to get started, I'm going to remind everybody about the what is a relative minor. So a relative minor just means it's a scale that's related to the major. Uh, and it's minor because it has a sort of a sad minor sound. That's why we call it minor. The true name or the true title for the term relative minor is the mode Aeolian. And you'll see in the description or the subject title for each of my videos, you'll see it says under major scale, it says Ionian, and that's because Ionian is the legitimate name or title for major. Any major scale is also Ionian. So any relative minor scale or chord is also Aeolian. Okay, so let's just make sure that that's clear from the beginning. So the way that you figure out what the relative minor is as it relates to the major is you start with the major and then you count up 6 notes up the scale, and that 6th note is going to be the first note of the minor or the Aeolian scale. So let's do one. Let's do G. So G, the first note is G, then we have A, then we have B, then we have C, then we have D, then the 6th note is E. So that means that the first note of the E minor scale or the relative minor to the G major or the Aeolian mode is E. Okay, so now what you do is you keep going up the scale, but the first note that you start with is E and not G. So it sounds a little bit different. So I'll just do one octave so you can hear how it sounds. E, F sharp, because in the key of G there's one F sharp, one sharp, and it's F. Then G, then A, B, C natural, D, E. So it goes like this. Okay, let me go over that again, just because I realize that's a little confusing. So to figure out what the relative minor scale is of G major, you start with G and you count up 6. So G, 1 is A, 2 is B, 3 is C, actually 5 is D, and 6 is E. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the first note of the E minor scale is E, the 6th tone of the G major scale. Let's do another one because I realize that might have been confusing. Let's do A. So if you start, so the 6th note of the A major scale is what? So we start with A, 1, B, 2, 3, C sharp, 4, D, 1, E, 2, F sharp. So the 6th note of the A major scale is F sharp. So that's going to be the first note of the relative minor scale of A major, or the Aeolian mode. So F sharp, G sharp, because there are 3 sharps in A major scale, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp. So the relative minor of A major is F sharp minor, because the sixth note of the A major scale is F sharp. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do B. So B major starts on B. C sharp is, so B would be your first note. C sharp would be second note. D sharp would be third note. E would be fourth note. F sharp would be fifth. G sharp will be sixth. So the relative minor of B major is G sharp minor. So we'll go from there. So G sharp. Okay, it's really easy once you get the concept of it. So all you have to do to figure out the relative minor of the related major is to start with that related major first note and then count up 6 notes up the scale. And the 6th note up the scale becomes the first note of the relative minor. Okay, so chords are going to work the same way. So if we start with E minor, so the 1, 3, 5 of the E minor scale are E, G, B, and then the octave. So to make up a E minor scale, you can, this is the one I do, is B, E, B, and sometimes open E. But you can throw in a G if you want to make it a full E minor chord. Let's do C. So the relative minor of C major scale is A minor. So you do the 1, 3, 5. You pick the first, third, and fifth note out of the A minor scale, and those notes become the notes of the A minor chord. So the 1 is going to be A. The third is going to be C. The fifth is going to be E, and the octave is A again. So the one I do is A, E. I'm sorry. Yeah, A, E, C. Anyway, there are lots of different options for minor chords, and I'm going to do another more in-depth video for each of the different minor chords later. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'm online all the time, and thanks for watching my video.